There have been several Xbox stories that I've been meaning to catch up on. I am quite behind because there has been so much gaming news with the Activision mergers, sales figures being strewn about. So let's talk about three of the stories. One is about Hellblade, one is about Starfield, and one is about Halo Infinite's player count. Let's get into it right now. Thank you so much for watching my content. Happy Sunday, everybody. If you like my videos, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. And if you're not watching on Sunday, that's fine too. Thank you for hanging out. My son is ringing the doorbell. Let me just mute that because he'll just press it like 800 times. So first of all, thank you so much for watching. Let's get right into it. The first story that we have is all about Hellblade 2. So there was this story where the creator told NME that the goal with Hellblade 2 isn't to perfect it, but to create an experience that feels more believable and more refined. Its ambition in terms of scale is bigger. I think Hellblade 2 will make Hellblade look like an indie game, and that is according to the game's creator. And if you actually look at the trailer, the game is looking absolutely phenomenal so far. Senua looks great. I'm really, really excited about what they've managed to do with the Unreal Engine, and I can't wait to actually play this game. I actually took a long time to play through the original Hellblade, but if you actually listen to the audio design of the game, play it with headphones, it does an amazing job of simulating the mental health disorder that the main character faces and constantly struggles with throughout the game. And I absolutely adore how they do the storytelling. Now, one of the things I actually didn't like about the original game was I felt like the combat wasn't quite where it needed to be. And I personally didn't really like the puzzles. So if the puzzles end up frustrating you, I got to a point where it deals with a lot of looking through certain locations to line up shapes. It's not a perfect game, but it is certainly an interesting game, the original. So I can't wait to see how they manage to improve the sequel with Hellblade 2 right around the corner. It's actually one of my most anticipated games of forever, basically. I actually played through the original 2 times just so that I could unlock all the achievements in the game, because there is one for finding all of the like secret things, for example, right? So Hellblade 2, lot of lofty goals from the game creator, but I definitely believe that they could do it. The original Hellblade it's like I said, it's one of my favorite games of all time. Do I think it's going to like top sales charts or anything? Not necessarily. I don't think Hellblade 2 will, but I think those of us who appreciate and really, really adore Hellblade, I think it's going to hit all the right notes, and hopefully more people play it this time. Go play the original Hellblade. I don't care what platform you play it on. It's a great, great game, and I highly encourage everybody to try it out. So the next story is largely about Phil Spencer talking about Starfield. Now, as you know, Starfield is one of those games that have a lot of people really, really interested. And it is an Xbox exclusive, meaning it's only going to be on PC, Xbox, and the cloud, not PlayStation. So this next quote is a little bit interesting because you would imagine that the game would launch on PlayStation if they want to achieve this. But the quote in question is Phil Spencer saying, "I love the Forza 5 and Halo stats. I love how many people have played Psychonauts 2 versus Psychonauts 1. He was talking to Axios' Stephen Totillo. So when I look at the teams, when Todd and I talk about Starfield, it's how do we make sure this is the most played Todd Howard game ever? And that makes me wonder, why wouldn't you release it on all platforms the way that they plan to with Call of Duty? Now, a lot of people have talked about the Starfield trailer, and we haven't actually seen game footage, but this actually is all in engine from this trailer that we saw earlier this year. Anybody who likes Skyrim, anybody who likes Fallout, they seem largely interested in whatever is going to happen with Starfield. So to restrict it off of one platform, I understand from a business strategy, but then to say something like, hey, we want to make sure more people play this than ever before, well, limiting the 136 million install base on the PlayStation platform seems like a strange move to me. But then again, it took Skyrim a long time to achieve that number, so time is going to tell. I think Starfield is going to be, I mean, I'm hopeful that Starfield is going to be a great game. I'll wait until I play it, but knowing how much I loved Skyrim, I actually did the guide for IGN. I did like the Daedric hearts and how to get the Daedric armor and everything for Skyrim. And Fallout 4 was when I was, more of a managerial role, but I did a lot of the Fallout 4 stuff. I love Bethesda games. Fallout is one of my favorite series of all time. And if you know me, you know that I love BioWare and I love space exploration with the Mass Effect series. So Starfield is like two of my favorite things about gaming, traveling space, and Fallout type RPG mixed into one, and I can't wait to play it. I hope they manage to achieve their goal of making it the most played game of all time, and I hope it is a great game. It's coming out this November. I think it's one of the most anticipated games ever, but it is just sort of odd that they would they would have that goal, but also limit themselves in terms of which platforms they're going to release on. Again, I get it from a business strategy, but the whole Activision Call of Duty thing is throwing me off. I have to imagine that part of that is appeasing the FTC as they're being investigated, and I have to wonder if any strats are going to change there in the long run. Finally, this story a lot of people have been talking about, but Halo Infinite is not even in the top 50 played games on Steam. We have seen consistent player decline. And let me see, how do I bring up my asset here? So I have the player numbers here. Today, it's currently sitting at number 74. And if you look at the, what is it? How long has it been out? 3 months. So at its peak, it was at 256. And then if you go to today, it's down to 14,926. Now, as somebody that has like 300 hours in Halo Infinite, Halo is a franchise that I absolutely adore. Seeing this type of attrition is not super surprising. If you look at how Halo 5, for example, lost players over time, I saw the same thing happen with Halo 5. So I'm not surprised that it happened. But why is it happening? That's the question that I'm left with, because I think the gameplay is great. The multiplayer gameplay feels fun. It's your traditional multiplayer mode, but it's being just decimated by games like Apex, games like right now Lost Ark is breaking all sorts of records. Let's look at the top 10 games right now. We have Lost Ark, Counter-Strike, Dota 2, Apex, PUBG, Dying Light 2, Rust, Grand Theft Auto 5, Path of Exile, Team Fortress 2. So TF2, it's been on there forever. Dota's been on there forever. Apex has had a commanding lead there. And I think the games that it can compete with, like Counter-Strike, Apex, PUBG, and Team Fortress, even if we go even further to the top 25, maybe Destiny 2, Rainbow Six Siege, like they've had constant updates. They have a really, really good technical, mechanical sort of play style where you have to be really, really perfect. I don't have a great answer for why it's faltering. I think it's just not satisfying that same replayability urge. High stakes in a game like PUBG or Apex met with big rewards if you're able to get first place. It is really, really cool if you're able to, finish a battle royale. But does Halo really need a battle royale? The interesting thing is, I don't have the answers here. I'm just kind of thinking about it off the cuff, but I love Halo Infinite. I love how the gameplay feels. Everything about it feels really, really good. But I think once you've played it, you kind of know what to expect. And separately, by this point, most people who bought the Battle Pass have finished it, and that is tied to an achievement. So you've largely unlocked everything that you're going to unlock on the Battle Pass. I think what's going to happen with Halo Infinite is once they get all of the content in line for Season 2, which I imagine will drop sometime. I actually don't know when it's going to drop, but I would imagine they tie it together with the May re-release of the campaign co-op and everything. But yeah, I think gameplay wise, Halo Infinite is a lot of fun. I think most people have beaten the campaign by now. I think multiplayer wise, it's good. Like it's holding in the top 100, I guess, but there's definitely attrition with the game. It's being played a lot on Xbox. I saw reports, but you want it played a lot on all platforms. So what do you think is the answer to get players coming back with Halo Infinite? I personally still don't think making Halo into a battle royale is the answer, but they certainly need something more modernized and interesting than what they currently have on display. It's really unfortunate because I truly do think the gameplay is really, really fun. The sound design, the weapon balances, for the most part. Sorry, Mangler. There's some controversy about the Mangler being overpowered, but for some reason, it's just not resonating the way that it used to. I think anybody would be happy to be on Steam's top 100, but I don't think that's where Halo Infinite wants to be. Let me know what you think it's missing. Like, why has the player base seen such attrition? I would love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, that was the catch up largely that I wanted to talk about today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like these sort of videos, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when they go live. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to become a member, memberships are turned on. Thank you so much to all of the members who said, hey, Destin, I want to support your channel. I do appreciate you. If you want to do that, you can click that join button right down there. I'm going to get out of here. I got to record another one for tomorrow because I'm already behind, but I'll see you soon. Bye for now, everybody.